Most creators believe Instagram is unpredictable, but that isn't true. Every time someone watches your reel, the algorithm is studying their behavior in real time. It isn't guessing. It isn't choosing content randomly. It is constantly trying to predict one thing, which reel is most likely to satisfy the next viewer. That is why reels don't spread by accident, and growth isn't based on luck. Every recommendation is driven by audience behavior. Instagram observes whether people stop scrolling, continue watching, watch again, share the reel, save it, leave a comment, visit your profile, or decide to follow you. Every action becomes another piece of evidence that helps the recommendation system decide whether your reel deserves a larger audience. This is why two reels that look equally good can produce completely different results. One captures attention immediately and keeps viewers engaged long enough to earn stronger recommendations. The other loses attention within seconds, causing the recommendation system to slow its expansion. The algorithm isn't trying to reward creators. It is trying to understand viewers. Every recommendation is based on one question: will the next audience enjoy this reel as much as the previous one? That means everything comes back to audience response. Strong watch time tells Instagram people stayed interested. Rewatches suggest the content was worth seeing again. Shares and saves indicate lasting value. Profile visits and follows show that the interest extends beyond a single reel. When all of these signals work together, the recommendation system becomes more confident, and that confidence creates bigger opportunities for distribution. So before learning how to grow on Instagram, you need to understand one simple truth. You are not trying to beat the algorithm. You are learning how the algorithm measures audience satisfaction. Once that becomes clear, Instagram stops feeling unpredictable. It becomes a recommendation system you can understand, improve, and consistently work with. Now that the recommendation system makes sense, the next step is learning how to create content that fits the way it works. The goal is not to manipulate the algorithm. The goal is to create a reel that naturally earns recommendation because people genuinely enjoy watching it. Everything begins with a strong hook, a clear promise, and one focused idea. Within the first few seconds, viewers should immediately understand why they should keep watching. When a reel tries to explain too many things at once, people lose interest. When the pacing becomes slow, they leave. When the message feels confusing, attention disappears. Instagram isn't rewarding complicated editing. It is rewarding audience satisfaction. That is why every second of a reel should have a purpose. Every cut should move the story forward. Every visual should support the message. Every transition should maintain attention. In practice, this means planning the opening before recording, removing unnecessary moments during editing, keeping the pacing fast, and ending with a reason for viewers to stay, replay, share, save, or continue watching your content. When your content is designed around audience behavior instead of algorithm tricks, recommendation becomes a natural outcome rather than a lucky result. A strong reel can still fail, even when the idea is excellent. The reason is simple. Instagram is not judging creativity or effort. It is reading audience behavior. If people swipe away within the first few seconds, the recommendation system immediately loses confidence. If the message feels confusing, viewers hesitate. If the pacing becomes slow, attention disappears before the most valuable part of the reel arrives. And when viewers don't replay, share, save, visit your profile, or continue engaging with your content, Instagram receives very little evidence that the reel deserves wider distribution. That is why a great idea alone is never enough. The execution must create the signals the algorithm is looking for. Every second should keep viewers interested. Every scene should make the next scene feel worth watching. Every transition should maintain momentum until the very end. There is another mistake many creators make. They confuse activity with strategy. Posting more often, following every trend, or adding more effects does not automatically increase reach. If the viewer never finds a reason to keep watching, none of those things matter. Instagram doesn't reward the amount of work behind a reel. It rewards the way people respond to that reel. That is why clarity, pacing, retention, and audience satisfaction will always matter more than complicated editing or short-term algorithm tricks. When those signals become stronger, recommendation naturally becomes stronger as well. And recommendation confidence is not built by one successful reel. It is built by consistent performance over time. Every time your content receives a similar positive response, Instagram gains a little more confidence in recommending your future reels. That is why consistency matters. Not simply posting more often, but consistently publishing content around a clear topic, maintaining reliable quality, and following a format your audience recognizes and enjoys. The recommendation system is always searching for patterns it can trust. Predictable audience satisfaction is far more valuable than occasional viral success. What matters most is how people respond across multiple uploads. If your reels repeatedly earn strong watch time, replays, shares, saves, profile visits, and follows, Instagram begins to understand that your content creates value consistently, not just once. Over time, those repeated signals strengthen recommendation confidence, and stronger recommendation confidence creates larger opportunities for future distribution. This is how momentum is built, not through luck, not through one viral reel, but through audience behavior repeating in a way the algorithm can confidently predict. In simple terms, consistency tells Instagram that your content is reliable, and reliable creators are easier for the recommendation system to recommend again and again. After everything we've learned, one truth becomes clear. Instagram growth is not controlled by a secret algorithm. It is controlled by audience behavior. Every chapter of this documentary has been part of one complete recommendation system. First, Instagram tests your content with a small audience. Then it measures watch time, audience retention, and every engagement signal, including replays, shares, saves, comments, profile visits, and follows. Those signals build recommendation confidence. Recommendation confidence unlocks distribution expansion. And when that process keeps repeating successfully across larger and larger audiences, virality becomes a natural result instead of a lucky accident. Finally, consistency tells Instagram that your future content is likely to create the same positive experience again. That is why no single metric decides your success. Every signal works together. Every audience teaches the recommendation system something new. Every successful reel creates another opportunity to reach even more people. So if you want to grow on Instagram, stop asking how to beat the algorithm. Instead, ask a different question. Why would someone keep watching this reel? If your content consistently answers that question, the algorithm no longer becomes your obstacle. It becomes your biggest opportunity. Thank you for watching this complete documentary. I hope you now understand Instagram not as a mysterious platform, but as a recommendation system built around audience satisfaction. Keep learning, keep improving, and most importantly create content that people genuinely enjoy watching. Because when the audience wins, the algorithm follows. Created by Surbhai Gupta.